I've been assigned as your liaison with the attack group. Be assured that I am aware of your strict policy regarding job performance. I won't let you down, my lord.
Jesus Christ. I wish these assholes would learn to just spit it out from time to time. Anyway, guys, what's up? It's me, Goji the Killer. Welcome back to Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, DLC Part 2, Part 15. We're on the ice planet Hoth, and we're going to root out some more rebels, and possibly some other things that we might be able to find here in this frozen shitbag as I skulk menacingly into a cave. Anybody else would be afraid, but what's in here should be the ones that are afraid of me. Get out of my sight. So when we were on Tatooine, the whole big shebang that we had to deal with was the Gamoran guards. And then on this level, the big baddie that we have to deal with constantly is going to be Wampas, or Ice Wampa creatures, I believe is what they're called. But again, they're just slightly bigger, do the same minimal amount of damage. We can still throw them around with Force Grip, Force Lightning, Force Push, all that kind of wonderful stuff. And we just slice holes in them, bit by bit, until we make their health go away. Alrighty. Let's head up top side, let's see what we can find. Or I guess not through here, but through here. Go!
My lord, scanners are indicating that the ice caverns through which you travel may be a bit unstable. It seems the vibrations from our walkers may be partly to blame. It's possible that I overlooked this when planning your infiltration route.
You failed me for the last time, Captain Kina.
If that is the case, I assure you, I take full...
So much for that, idiot. You don't mess with anybody when you're working for the Empire, let alone... As I was saying, let alone the apprentice of the Emperor, whose mission it is to hunt down the enemies of the Empire. It seems as though the Empire has a little bit of a vetting problem when it comes to its superior officers and their incompetence. I wouldn't want such foolish ignoramuses on my team if I were to try and conquer Rome. Now, that wouldn't be an issue, would it?
Sir, this is Lieutenant Marson. I see that you've relieved Captain
I guess I would have to see if that was an issue for my friend. Biggus. Dickus. Romans and complaints of the common soldiery aside, this is a pretty difficult mission. Number one, with that ice platforming level, or section, I should say. It can give you a little bit of a decent challenge, especially if you don't know the path that's going to be the easiest, because it seems to follow a strict path of what blocks disintegrate first, and then just making sure that you keep up the pace and you don't just jump from block to block. You have to either use your dash, or if you'd like to, go ahead and use your dashing blast. That as well can help you get from one end of the treacherous chasm to the other. And then we've got a ray shield here that we got to go ahead and bust through some ice to find the power generator for, and go ahead and bust that into smithereens. Oh, I love the way that the ice shatters in this game and the glass shatters. It all just sounds so freaking visceral. Maybe a little bit too dramatic on the little crinkly bits, but maybe that could just me being because I don't know, I've never been able to use the force to shatter 7-inch thick frozen piece of glass. So maybe that is what it sounds like. And now, for the first time, we get to kill some actual rebels in this game, not just militiamen, but some actual, honest-to-goodness enemies of the Empire, thanks to our unintended, well, slightly intended help, because we never intended to actually have our face crushed in by the Emperor. We were going to try and kill Darth Vader and the Emperor, but, you know what they say about killing two birds? Sometimes you need two stones, and we're not there quite yet, I don't think. But we will be. Now that we've got our damage increased, now it's time to really go to town on not just the Wampas, but these good-for-nothing rebels. So we'll go ahead and lift up this metallic panel, and we're just going to shove a box inside of it, because when we try to shock it, well, it shocks us back. Shocking, I know, right? So now all we need to do is clear the room. They're going to try and send some scouts for us, but we have a little bit of experience dealing with these fuckers. An interesting fact about the elite troopers, the ones that they gave the really, really, really slow-firing Gatling gun, they also gave them Evo abilities, so when you shock them, they get a lightning shield. Why did they do that? I don't frickin' know. Does it matter? Not really, no, because they're still just as easy to kill as they were before, if you ask me. I'm not letting any trace of those filthy scum survive this whole ordeal. Until I find my target, I'm taking everyone down. Just like that. And I'll spare no expense for the wildlife either. Unfortunately, getting a maximum upgraded force repulse, I don't think it does as much devastation like it does when you get it maxed out in the second game. Because there, it just turns into turning everybody to ash, as well as also having electrical properties to it, if I'm not mistaken. Man, when we get to the second game, you're going to see that the powers on display just get amped up to 99.
Assault forces destroyed the shield generator protecting the rebel base. Our troopers will be arriving shortly. Feel free to make use of them as you see fit.
Well, if that didn't make me feel a teensy bit stupid, then I don't know what does. Because all I had to do was turn around and I would have been able to progress the mission a good 6 minutes faster, I think. But, you know me. I've, again, also only ever played this mission once, so I really kind of had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Move to cover.
There's a squad of heavily armed rebels up ahead, my lord. They may have an officer with them.
We meet at last, son of Vader.
You're wrong. My father was a Jedi. Vader murdered him.
So you have been told.
There we go. A good old blast of Force lightning right off the rip. And a Sith saber smashing flurry, stabbing in the gut. This fight was over before it even began. No wonder Luke was so weak. He hadn't even gone to Dagobah to train with Yoda. And I'd make sure that that kind of an event never comes to pass. Eventually. Seems the coward ran away. So I'll have to deal with these mindless beasts on my own then. Ugh. Throwing me against the ground like that isn't easy to take, you know. No more mercy. I need to make sure that my target does not escape. I've got to dispatch with these low-life fools before I can even think about letting that piece of shit Skywalker escape. He's got to be crawling his way to his ship by now. If I'm any slower, I may not even be able to catch him, or the droids that I'm looking for. I've got to make sure that the Death Star plans do not fall into the wrong hands. Imperials and rebels alike, everyone's pathetic when compared to my strength. All the fools would ever do was get in my way anyways. It's best to just dispatch them to make sure that no one interrupts me.
A squad of stormtroopers from the 501st Legion have breached the corridor ahead.
Finally, we make it to the hangar. We see the Millennium Falcon. So let's go ahead and disable that shield generator. Make sure that these fools do not get the chance to escape like they did back on Tatooine. Go ahead and blow up these shield generators, find these boxes all around the map. Throw them into it one by one, and you'll be able to set down the generator.
won't run from my destiny. Or from you. You shouldn't have come here.
It seems our friend, the son of our former master, seems to be particularly weak to lightning. So make sure you encompass that into your attacks with every single attack that you throw. And you can also use the nearby rebels as a little bit of distraction, throwing them at their supposed leader. And then it's just a matter of shocking him till he goes down. Which it seems he's very close to doing. Stab him in the eye, throw him up against that platform.
Now I will destroy you, Skywalker.
And then
Destroy your father.
see if we can't get this poor fool to turn.
The Emperor should have sent someone stronger. Yes, I understand now. Ben was wrong. The dark side is stronger.
You can go ahead and reflect his lightning back at him, while also using a little bit of lightning of your own. And then eventually, his health drops, and then that ends up being the game. Very quick, very easy. Now, this should be the very last part for Star Wars The Force Unleashed, until we get to the second game. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have enjoyed. I hope that he is able to survive that. Not really. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!
You are strong, Skywalker, but only your hatred will give you the power to save your friends. Give in to the dark side.